The Boxing Voice.
I don't want to take all the credit for fighters now wanting to fight other fighters, but that's a good thing. I'm encouraging it. And if I played any role in influencing for my decision to fight Sergey, then I'm glad that other cards, other fights, and other people will start listen to their handlers, but at the end of the day make the choice that they want to fight the best and say they're the best. And I think that's what boxing will get the credibility amongst mainstream media and also mainstream business people. You understand that boxing is definitely not dead as well awake.
Bernard, you
One
said...
last question. Tonight they talked about this being an audition for Lemieux to potentially face Golovkin.
I'd love to see that fight.
You've hinted in a few interviews post Kovalev that you may also be interested in that fight.
Well,
who comes first?
So now you're trying to figure out if I'm retired or going to retire. By answering that question, I think I would incriminate myself in a way. So I take the fifth, and I just say that come January 15th, I would turn 5-0, the half of life on this earth, because I ain't gonna gamble that I'll live another 50 years past January 15th. And so I'm gonna enjoy that celebration in a few weeks. And around that celebration, being 50, I will announce to the world whether I do or don't, and I will announce who. I just don't want to announce I'm gonna fight again. Things are being talked about where when I announce I'm fighting again, I will tell you who I'm fighting because we have a contract signed. They say you're fighting again, now you gotta announce it, and then you gotta go out and try to search. I'm too advanced in the business to put the cart in front of the horse. And so I would say, come 50, shortly, I will be able to announce not only I'm fighting again when that time comes, if I fight again, and who. Because I just don't want to tell you I'm fighting again. I want to tell you I'm fighting and who. That makes it even better. That's the promoter's hat. That's the being on the edge hat, waiting to see what happens.
But Bernard, what does it mean that next week Golden Boy has a card on Showtime and has a fighter on HBO? I mean, that hasn't happened in God knows how long. But now Golden Boy's on both sides, Showtime and HBO, on the same night.
Look at it like this. When a promoter or promoters have more than one option, any man that likes to have options would love to have 2 wives and 2 girlfriends if he can. You can always make a choice which side he want to come on, and both of the 2 girlfriends or the 2 wives, whatever situation you're in, will always have to step their game up and outdo the other. So whoever has to outdo the other to get your service, boy, that man in the middle is going to have fun.
And you had hinted real quick here. You said
y'all don't seem to have a sense of humor when I said that.
I'm laughing, but your wife ain't around, right? Your wife ain't around, right?
Oh, I can say that because when you got 18 years in, you basically get away with just about half of the things you said.
Hey, Bernard. Lemieux tonight, obviously a great performance. Him and Triple G, that's the fight that they seem to be going
I would love to see that fight.
What are your thoughts?
That fight is look.
Is he a legit opponent for you?
He's definitely legit. Power. When you have Lemieux and you have Triple G punching the way they punching, rarely back up. I mean, you ever see 2 rhinos clash? I mean, that's the best example I can give you. I know I'm on my game as we do this interview. I'm on my game. When you see 2 rhinos collide, because their nature is to what? Come forward and collide. That's the fight with Lemieux and Triple J.
Bernard.
2 rhinos. If anybody don't know what a rhino is because they didn't go to school, Google it.
Bernard, Oscar's been on.
Who our favorite? The fans.
Bernard.
Great answer, right? The fans. Our favorite the fans because they're going to win.
Bernard, Oscar's been on record as saying Golden Boy is going to have the best 2015. I mean, tell us about the transition. I mean, it's been a rough 2014 trekking for a lot of promoters, a lot of, the dates and stuff. What's the outlook for Golden Boy 2015?
I can tell you that when you say it's been rough, you witnessed something tonight amongst either on the cuff of knocking on the door or going through the door being superstars. This what the night was about, to see who is the A side and who is the B side. And going into 2015, obviously, we've seen the winners and we've seen the guys that fell short. Another Way to say it, lost. So there's no really controversy about who's who and who should fight who. Y'all gonna have a good job matching guys up through the media, and then the business happens behind closed doors. Golden Boy is well alive, as you see. Because you got 2 networks that you can do business with, and we don't discriminate against none of those business people that make sense. Fights can be made, like I made with Sergey, because I wanted to make it, and I made it happen, and I correspond with people that had the same agenda and mindset and agenda, and when that happened, it makes things easier. It makes fights happen within days. Sign, seal, and deliver. And so when those things happen, it's a beautiful thing because fans win every time. The fans win every time. They leave out and say, wow, that was a great night of fights. Not this one show, or put it this way, one of the bouts on the card, but when they leave out and say, they debating which fight was the best. That's when you know you got it.
So you see Golden Boy having a good relationship with Showtime and HBO next year?
I don't see why not. Business is business. Everybody has an agenda to get the best fights on their network and get the best ratings. It ain't personal. It ain't a character contest. This is a contest about who's going to put the best shows on and what promotional company can deliver. Plain and simple.
The Boxing Voice.